Hello students, welcome back to Varanda Race Institute. Students, as you are aware of, at Varanda Race Institute, we provide coaching for competitive exams such as PC, PSI, FDA, SDA, VAO, PDO, Group B, Group C, Banking, SSC, Railway, and as you know, this is our KPSC classes. We provide coaching for all these competitive exams at Varanda Race. And students, important notice for you to all those competitive aspirants. Important notice for you, Sadhana educational event by Varanda Race, that is tomorrow. It is happening at Dharwad in Lingayata Samudaya Bhavana. These three are the chief guests, my dear students. Please forward this to your friends also. Let them make good use out of it. Please forward this to your friends also. See, these three are the chief guests. Shankar Belluppi sir, Assistant Commissioner of Income Tax, our Mahadevi Patoli ma'am, PSI, and Arjun SG sir, ESI officer. The QR code is given here and the link will also be given in the description. Do scan it. First 100 registrations free of cost. Later, next registration will be 99 rupees. 26th July, Saturday, that is tomorrow only. People who are in and around Dharwad, Hubli, nearby places, the Sadhana educational event is happening at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Forward this to your friends. Address, the venue is at Lingayata Samudaya Bhavana, Saptapur, Dharwad. Rami, Jyoti, Sanjana, Sonia, Ria, Anusha Lingareddy, Nagraj Yadav, Mallappa Teli, Savitri Vasmani. Good evening. ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ. ನಾಳೆನೇ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ನಡೀತಿರೋದು. ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೇ ಸಾಧನಾ ಎಜುಕೇಷನಲ್ ಇವೆಂಟ್, ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೇ ಧಾರವಾಡ ಲಿಂಗಾಯತ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಭವನ. ಕ್ಯೂ ಆರ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೀವು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್, ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ದ ಸೆಷನ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ 100 ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್. ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದ್ರು, ಏನೇ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದ್ರು, ಏನೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಟು ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ 3 ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್. ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಆಸ್ಪಿರೆಂಟ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಜರ್ನಿ, ಹೌ ದೇ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ಡ್, ಹೌ ದೇ ಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಡ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೌ ದೇ ಕಾನ್ಕರ್ಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ಸ್. ರನಗೌಡ ಬೆಳಿಕಟ್ಟಿ, hi. Okay, my students, as you know, today we are going to learn about Prime Minister. ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯಗಳು ಏನು, ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಿದೆ. ಸೊ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಟುಡೇ, ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ Kayam Pasha, good evening. So my students, first ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್, ಬೋತ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಅಂಗಗಳೇನಿದೆ, ಕಾರ್ಯಾಂಗಗಳು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಹಾಗೂ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪತಿಗಳು, ಬೋತ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ. ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಈಸ್ ನಾಮಿನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್, ವೆರಾಸ್ Prime Minister of India is real executive. What is the difference between nominal executive and real executive, my dear students? President is the highest constitutional head of our country. He or she is nominal executive, but President works and President acts based on aid and advice of the Prime Minister and Council of Minister. Because students, if you see here, President of India, ಏನಿದ್ದಾರೆ President of India, he or she is nominal executive, whereas Prime Minister is real. Why? Because we follow parliamentary system of government. Parliamentary system of government where President of India acts. President of India acts on the aid and advice. Acts on aid and advice of whom? President of India acts on the aid advice of Prime Minister and Council of Minister. That is why President of India, ಭಾರತದ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪತಿಗಳು ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ನಾಮಿನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಸ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ನಾಮಿನಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಂಗ, ನಾಮಿನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್, whereas Prime Minister is real executive because President should act on the aid and advice of the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. Gombe, hi. Rami, Gombe, Ria, okay. Yes, Jyoti, the office of Prime Minister, Article 74, Article 74, office of Prime Minister, and you saw here, the Prime Minister is called as real executive, that is de facto executive, whereas President is called de jure executive. Since President is nominal executive, Prime Minister is real executive, President is de jure, whereas Prime Minister is de facto. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರು ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ, ಅದರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್. ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ is also called as, Prime Minister is also known as Primus inter pares. Primus inter pares, this is what Prime Minister. ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಿದೆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೈಮಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ ಪೇರೆಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಏನಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಏನಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುವವರು ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್. ಪ್ರೈಮಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ ಪೇರೆಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ he is the authority among all others. The other names of prime minister, other name of prime minister, president. Prime minister is de facto executive, real executive, whereas president de jure executive, nominal executive. Prime minister is also called as primus inter pares, meaning he is the important person among all others. He is the head person among all others. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪತಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಇರುವ ಕಾರ್ಯಾಂಗದ ಬಿರುದುಗಳು ಇವೆರಡು. Next, you see here, my dear students, appointment of prime minister. How prime minister is appointed? ಹೇಗೆ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಪದವಿಗೆ, ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಪದವಿಗೆ, ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಪದವಿಗೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಹೌ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ whichever party has majority of the seats, whichever party has won majority of the seats in general election, President of India will appoint the leader of that majority party as the Prime Minister of India. My dear students, if you know, every 5 years usually general elections will happen. General election, example in our 2024 elections, 2024 elections, BJP party along with alliance with Andhra Pradesh CM Chandrababu Naidu, along with Bihar Nitish Kumar, and also along with Paswan, all this the BJP party, it formed the government. 2024 election, BJP party, it formed the government with Andhra Pradesh CM Chandrababu Naidu and Bihar Nitish Kumar together formed BJP party, came into power. So President appointed the majority party leader, that is Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, as Prime Minister of India. President appointed him. So President appoints Prime Minister of the country of that party which has come to the majority, the leader of majority party which has come to power. ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಅದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಗೆಲ್ಲುತ್ತೆ ಜನರಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯ ಲೀಡರ್ನ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪತಿಗಳು ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. And see here, my dear students, in here there are what are some of the situations during the appointment of prime minister. See, appointment of prime minister, appointment of prime minister. In constitution there is nothing, there is no any procedure criteria given to be in the process to be followed in the appointment of prime minister. In the constitution, no criteria, no procedure has been given in the constitution. Then how prime minister is being appointed? ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ತರ ಕ್ರೈಟೀರಿಯಾ, ಯಾವುದೇ ತರ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. Then how prime minister is being appointed? Some of the situations these are, my dear students. First situation, majority party rule. The leader of this majority party, president will appoint him or as PM. Second situation, when there is no clear majority, when there is no clear majority among the party. Kichdi sarkar, samishra sarkara, when there is no clear majority, when there is no clear majority of victory among the parties, because BJP government has also not got complete seats. BJP government, Congress government, any other governments also, they have not crossed the mark of this 273. So whenever there is no clear majority among the party, President of India, discretionary power, that is discretionary power, situationary power, President of India, he or she will ask the among whichever small parties have got seats, President of India will ask the party which has got highest number of seats. President, whenever there is no clear majority among the parties in election, President of India asks the party which has highest seats to form the government. President of India asks the party which has the highest seats, which has won the highest seats in the general election, to form the government. This is second situation. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು? ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ BJP has got majority, it has formed the government and president has appointed leader of that party as prime minister. Second situation, when there is no clear majority, then president will ask whichever party has won highest number of seats, you please form the government. President will appoint that leader of that party which has got highest number of seats as Prime Minister of India. ಮೂರನೇ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್, when due to the death, like for if I'm allowed to give example for this, my dear students, example for this condition is, if you see in the year 1979, who was President of India? Neelam Sanjeev Reddy sir. 1979, Neelam Sanjeev Reddy sir was President of India. He appointed Charan Singh because there was no clear majority among the parties back then. In 1979, Neelam Sanjeev Reddy sir, who was President of India, Neelam Sanjeev Reddy sir in 1979, who was President of India, there was no clear majority in 1979 election. He asked Charan Singh of Janata Dal party, he asked him to form government and then prove the confidence. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಚರಣ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ನೈನ್ಟೀನ್ 79 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ನಡೆದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ತರ ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೂ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಬಂದಿರಲ್ಲ, ಸಮ್ಮಿಶ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ತರ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಿಚಡಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ. ದೆನ್ Neelam Sanjeev Reddy, then President of India, he appoints Charan Singh as Prime Minister, then later on he was asked to prove his majority, prove his confidence. Any person can be appointed as Prime Minister and then he or she can be asked to prove confidence or majority. This is second condition. Second condition, when there is no clear majority. Third condition, whenever death of Prime Minister takes place, if there is struggle for Prime Ministership, President will appoint the Prime Minister, suitable candidate as a Prime Minister. President will appoint new Prime Minister. There is power, there is greediness for the power, they are fighting over for the Prime Minister post, then President of India will appoint one person as Prime Minister of India. Example, if you know Indira Gandhi ji assassination, 1984. When Indira Gandhi was assassinated, there was power struggle. Who was the president when Indira Gandhi was assassinated? Gyani Zail Singh. Zail Singh sir was the president. He appointed Rajiv Gandhi sir. He appointed Rajiv Gandhi as Prime Minister of India. 1984ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಇಂದಿರಾ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿ ಅವರ ಹತ್ಯೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆನೇ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಕುರ್ಚಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಡೆದಾಟ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. there will be power struggle among Congress party. They won't be able to appoint Prime Minister. President only will appoint Prime Minister. Gyani Zail Singh was the president. He appointed Rajiv Gandhi. Then Rajiv Gandhi was asked to prove the confidence. Rajiv Gandhi was asked to prove the confidence. Rajiv Gandhi proved the confidence and continued to become Prime Minister of India. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? These are the three situations how Prime Minister can be appointed. In Constitution, there is no criteria, no process given for the appointment of Prime Minister. President appoints the Prime Minister. Three conditions. Majority party, the leader of majority party, first condition. Second condition, when there is no clear majority, President will appoint and then ask them to prove confidence. Third, whenever the current incumbent Prime Minister is dead and new Prime Minister is not appointed by that political party, then President will appoint suitable candidate as Prime Minister and then that candidate should prove his or her confidence in the assembly. These are the three situations where President appoints Prime Minister. And importantly, my dear students, in 1980, the Delhi High Court held that Constitution does not require a person first to prove majority. Before becoming Prime Minister only, Constitution does not tell a person to prove his or her majority, his or her confidence. In 1980, Delhi High Court gave verdict telling that Constitution does not require that a person must prove his or her majority in the Lok Sabha before he or she is appointed as the Prime Minister. ಯಾರು ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪತಿಗಳಿಂದ, ಅವರು ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗೋ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ತರ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. No need to prove that majority, that person before getting appointed as Prime Minister. After getting appointed, that person can prove his or her majority or his or her confidence in the assembly. I hope you are understanding. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Till now understood, my dear students? When and all situation, how and all Prime Minister of India is getting appointed by President of India, because there is no clear process, there is no criteria given in the Constitution. Okay, next. See here, my dear students, the president may first appoint person as a Prime Minister. Then the President can ask that person to prove his or her majority in Lok Sabha, not in Rajya Sabha. I told you, 1980 Delhi High Court case also, 1980 Delhi High Court judgment also, President can appoint Prime Minister first, then President can ask that Prime Minister to prove his or her majority only in the Lok Sabha, not in the Rajya Sabha. So President, one person can become, even I can become Prime Minister if I am appointed, then I can prove my majority. So who and all those persons, ಯಾರ್ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಮೊದಲು ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಂತರ ತನ್ನ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೂ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟೆಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್, ದೆನ್ they proved their majority. First only I told you, Charan Singh, 1979, Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy sir was president of India. 1979, Charan Singh was appointed as prime minister because there was no clear majority among those parties. Next, VP Singh, Chandrasekhar sir, then PV Narasimha Rao sir, Atal Bihari Vajpayee sir, our Deve Gowda sir, 1996, from Karnataka, only Prime Minister, Maji Pradhana Mantri Deve Gowda sir, he was the only Prime Minister from Karnataka. Even he was first appointed, then he proved his majority in the Lok Sabha. Again Atal Bihari Vajpayee sir, these people were appointed first by the President of India, then they proved their majority. So I hope this till now you people understood, my dear students. ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. In 1997, before, please remember, before in 1980 there is no time limit. The only statement is President can appoint one person as Prime Minister, then that Prime Minister can prove his or her majority. ಯಾವುದೇ ತರ time limit ಇಲ್ಲ. There is no time limit before 1997. In 1997, Supreme Court gave one verdict. In 1997, Supreme Court gave one verdict telling that a person after getting appointed as a Prime Minister, he has to prove his or her majority, or he has to be the member of either house of the parliament within 6 months. Even today, anyone without being the member of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, they can become Prime Minister of India. But within 6 months, they need to stand in an election and they need to be a member of either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. In 1980 Delhi High Court judgment, person before getting appointed as a Prime Minister need not to prove his or her majority. 1997, any person who is not even a member, is not even MP, any normal person can also become Prime Minister, but then within 6 months that person has to become member of either Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha. If that person within 6 months that person is not becoming member of either house of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, then the prime ministership of that person will end, my dear students. ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಯಾರು ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು MP ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ 6 ತಿಂಗಳ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅವರು ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭಾ ಅಥವಾ ಲೋಕಸಭಾ MP ಆಗಬೇಕು. Even after 6 months that person has not become member of any Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, means the prime ministership of that person will end. Next, constitutionally the prime minister may be a member of any house of the parliament. Prime minister, there is no condition that prime minister should be from Lok Sabha only. Prime minister should prove his majority only in Lok Sabha. ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಯಾರು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿಯನ್ನ ಲೋಕಸಭಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭಾದಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ That prime minister can be from any house. Example, prime ministers who are from Rajya Sabha. Example, first one, our Iron Lady, Indira Gandhi ji. She was prime minister from Rajya Sabha. Second one, our SD Devegowda sir. SD Devegowda sir was member of Rajya Sabha, not Lok Sabha. After he became prime minister. Next, our Manmohan Singh ji. These three prime ministers of India were members of Rajya Sabha, not Lok Sabha. So this is proves ಇದೇನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಯಾರಾಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ರಾಜ್ಯಸಭಾದವರು ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಲೋಕಸಭಾದವರು ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. These three people were members of Rajya Sabha, these three prime ministers. Yes, Diana, correct. Examples. So there is no rule. Prime minister has to prove his or her majority only in Lok Sabha. But there is no condition telling that prime minister cannot be person from who is from Rajya Sabha. Prime minister can be any person from Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha also. But majority only in Lok Sabha. Please understand. Next, oath, pramana vachana. Oath of prime minister. Who takes the oath of prime minister, my dear students? Who takes the oath of prime minister? We'll come to that next. First we will see what oath is taken by prime minister. ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಏನಂತ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ? What oath they are taking, prime minister of India? Let's see. To bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India. To uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India. To faithfully and consciously discharge the duties of his or her office. And to do right to all manner of people in accordance with the Constitution and law without fear or favor, affection or ill will. ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. This is the oath which is taken by Prime Minister of India. But who takes the oath, my dear students? Obviously, Prime Minister oath. Prime Minister oath is taken by President of India. Prime Minister oath is taken by President of India. And my dear students, Prime Minister works under the pleasure of President. Prime Minister works under the pleasure of President. Why? Because President is appointing the Prime Minister. Who and all are getting appointed by President of India, they all work under the pleasure of President. ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಹುದ್ದೆಗೆ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪತಿಗಳಿಂದ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ they work under the pleasure of President. President of India appoints Prime Minister and Council of Minister. So the Prime Minister and Council of Minister, they work under the pleasure of President. President of India appoints CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. President of India appoints Attorney General of India. These all people work under the pleasure of the President. But President of India cannot remove Prime Minister whenever or however she wants. Though Prime Minister of India works under the pleasure of the President, President cannot remove Prime Minister however, whenever he or she wants it. ನಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅವರ ಪ್ಲೆಜರ್, they work under the pleasure of President, but President cannot remove them however, whenever he or she wants. See here, my students, President, the oath of Prime Minister, the Prime Minister swears that he or she will not directly or indirectly communicate or revealed to any person, any matter that is brought under his or consideration becomes known as a union minister, except as may be required for the due discharge of his or her duties as such minister. Prime Minister of India, along with taking oath of protecting constitution, they also take oath of secrecy. Nodi ಇಲ್ಲಿ Narendra Modi ji taking oath. Who is taking oath? Our Draupadi Murmu ji, President of India. Prime Minister of India also take oath of secrecy, telling that what and all secret information is there, which and all information Prime Minister will get to know. Prime Minister will not share that information to any other person. Prime Minister will maintain secrecy, confidential. ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಓತ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೀಕ್ರೆಸಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿ ಜಿ, ದ್ರೌಪದಿ ಮುರ್ಮು ಜಿ, ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಓತ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್. ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಓತ್ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ ಏನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು? ಸಂವಿಧಾನನ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಜನರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಈ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪತಿಗಳ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಓತ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೀಕ್ರೆಸಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿರ್ತಾರೆ. The term of prime minister is not fixed and he or she holds office during the pleasure of the president. Why the prime minister term of office is not fixed and why it is pleasure of president? Because we already know that prime minister is appointed by president. Though prime minister works under president pleasure, president cannot remove prime minister however she wants. President cannot remove prime minister however she wants. One person, if he becoming prime minister, means for 5 years, if he is having confidence, if there is confidence of his council of ministers, if he is proving majority, means if there is no confidence motion, if there is no confidence motion, means one person will become prime minister for 5 years, then again election will happen. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪತಿಗಳೇ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪತಿಗಳ ಪ್ಲೆಜರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. he or she works under the pleasure of president, but telling that president cannot remove prime minister however she wants, because until unless ಎಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೂ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಲೋಕಸಭಾದಲ್ಲಿ, until unless prime minister till when he or she is having majority in the Lok Sabha, there is no confidence motion passed in the Lok Sabha, then prime minister will continue to become for full term prime minister. President cannot remove prime minister who has majority, who has confidence in the assembly. The form of oath, ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಏನು ಓತ್ ತಗೊಂತಾರಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ, the form of oath taken by prime minister is similar to the any union minister's oath. ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಏನು ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅದು ಒಬ್ಬ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಏನಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ ತರನೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಓತ್ is same as any of other union ministers. The salary and allowance of the prime minister are determined by the parliament time to time. ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ಸಂಬಳ, salary, allowances, who is deciding means by the parliament from time to time. Along with salary, what prime minister will get? Along with salary, prime minister will get allowances payable to a MP, that is member of parliament, because before becoming prime minister that person is a member of parliament, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, no, or even after getting prime minister post also still within 6 months he has to become member. Totally prime minister, who is that person means prime minister is MP, whether it is Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, ultimately prime minister is a MP. ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಕೊನೆಯಾಗಿ ಯಾರಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ some person who is MP only, that person only can become Prime Minister. Prime Minister is a member of Parliament. So, he receives salary and allowance payable to the member of Parliament. Additionally to the salary and allowance, sumptuary allowance and free accommodation, travelling allowance and medical facilities is given to the Prime Minister of India. ಏನು ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ, ಅವರು ಹೇಗೆ ಆದ್ರೂ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ನ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಗೇ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಕೂಡ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಅಲವೆನ್ಸ್, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸಂಪ್ಟ್ಯೂರಿ ಅಲವೆನ್ಸ್, ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಅಲವೆನ್ಸ್, ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಅಲವೆನ್ಸ್, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವನ್. Please solve the questions, my dear students. Please solve the question. Which of the following statements about Prime Minister of India is not constitutionally accurate? Among the options given, which of the following statements about Prime Minister of India is not constitutionally accurate? ಶೀಲಾ ಕೆ ಬಿ, ಬಿಲ್ಲೆನಿಸಿದ್ದ ಅಂಕಳಾಗಿ PC ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ? PC ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗೃಹ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು. ನಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ನಾವು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭರವಸೆದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. PSI ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ನು, KPSC ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭರವಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಶೀಲಾ ಬಿ, ರೊಜೋಕ್ ಬಿ, ಅನಿಲ್ ಕುಂಬಾರ್ ಬಿ, ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಬಿ, ಸೋನಿಯಾ ರಮಿ ಬಿ. The Prime Minister must be a member of either House of Parliament at the time of appointment. That is not right, that is wrong. Obviously, good answer, correct answer, my dear students. A person who is not even member of any upper house or lower house, still he can be appointed as Prime Minister. ಯಾವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿತಿನ್ 6 months he has to become MP. Okay. Students, today is the last day for registration. Event ನಾಳೆನೇ ಇದೆ. ಸಾಧನಾ ಎಜುಕೇಶನಲ್ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ನಾಳೆನೇ ಇದೆ. Tomorrow only, that is 26 July, Saturday. ಧಾರವಾಡ ಲಿಂಗಾಯತರ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಭವನ, ಸಪ್ತಾಪುರ, 10 AM to 1 PM. These 3 chief guests are attending. They are the chief guests. You can get motivated from them. You can clear all your doubts. Personal interaction with them. Registration is free for first 100 registrations. Next, it is charged 99 rupees. Who and all are there near Dharwad, Hubli, other place, close by places, go attend this session tomorrow, Sadhana educational event. Second question. In the event of Prime Minister's resignation or death, what is the immediate constitutional implication for the Council of Ministers? If Prime Minister is dead, then what happens to the Council of Ministers then? ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಏನಾದರೂ ನಿಧನರಾದರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಮಂಡಳಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದು? When Prime Minister is dead, what happens to that Council of Ministers? Option A, President appoints an interim Prime Minister and reconstitutes the Council of Ministers immediately. Option B, the Lok Sabha must pass a resolution within 14 days to dissolve the Council of Ministers. The senior-most cabinet minister temporarily assumes the role of acting Prime Minister. The Council of Ministers is automatically dissolved. Sheila C, Anil Kumbar, Anusha Lingareddy, Riya, Sonia C, Razok, different answer D. Everyone are telling C. Sonia, everyone are telling C. Razok, Rami, exception and answer. Obviously, option D is the correct answer. Because My dear students, option D is the correct answer because first Prime Minister is appointed. Then after Prime Minister is appointed by President, Prime Minister later, whichever person he wants, he will advise President to appoint them as Council of Ministers. If Bhandav is Prime Minister of India, which and all people I want, I have appointed them as Council of Ministers. When I am only not there, then what is the use of them? So, as soon as the Prime Minister is dead, his Council of Ministers is automatically dissolved. Though this is correct, that senior most cabinet minister is temporarily acting as Prime Minister. If Bandav belonging to some ABC party, ನಾನೇನಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ABC ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, Bandav belonging to ABC party is Prime Minister of India, Bandav as expert. Senior most cabinet member of ABC party, usually it is Home Minister. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿಜಿ, if Narendra Modiji expired, senior cabinet minister, usually it will be Home Minister. Amit Shah ji will become temporary Prime Minister. Then after becoming temporary Prime Minister, President should appoint him as Prime Minister. Then Amit Shah ji should prove his majority in confidence in the Lok Sabha. Whenever the Prime Minister dead, automatically his or her Council of Ministers expires, they dissolves. Later, whichever new person coming as Prime Minister, he will form his own Council of Ministers. Sheila, how D? Just now I told you, that's how D answer is. Automatically Council of Ministers dissolves. Senior cabinet member will be temporary Prime Minister, but actual Prime Minister will be appointed by President. Then that person has to prove his or her majority. He will form his own Council of Ministers. Next, when does the pleasure of the President regarding the Prime Minister's tenure typically cease to be absolute and become subject to parliamentary confidence? Please read the question again. The term pleasure of President regarding the Prime Minister's tenure typically cease to be absolute and become subject to parliamentary confidence. Option A, upon the declaration of national emergency. Option B, after a vote of no confidence is passed against the Council of Ministers in the Lok Sabha. Option C, if the Supreme Court declares a constitutional amendment unconstitutional when the Prime Minister completes full 5-year term. Anil Kumar, what I need to explain? Anil Kumar, what should I explain? Obviously for this question, option B is the correct answer. When there is no confidence motion where it can be introduced, my dear students, no confidence motion can only be introduced in Lok Sabha only. Lok Sabha, no confidence motion can only be introduced in Lok Sabha only. Whenever no confidence motion is passed in the Lok Sabha, the Council of Ministers against the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers, President will remove the Prime Minister and President will dissolve the Council of Ministers. Whenever there is no confidence motion passed against present Prime Minister and Council of Ministers, President will remove that Prime Minister and dissolve the Council of Ministers. Your friend Anil Kumar is asking this to be explained again. Second question. What to explain here? 2 question B, sir. Anil Kumar, I explained no. Question 1 also, question 2 also. The Council, no confidence motion can only be passed in Lok Sabha. When no confidence motion is passed, then President can remove the Prime Minister and President can dissolve Council of Ministers. Though Prime Minister and Council of Ministers work under the pleasure of President, until Prime Minister has majority in the Parliament, in the Lok Sabha, President cannot remove Prime Minister. President can only remove Prime Minister when no confidence motion has passed. Prime Minister of Minister loses confidence majority. Third one. In the context of the Prime Minister's role, the phrase first among equals, primus inter pares, primarily refers to ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಏನು ಪ್ರೈಮಸ್ ಇಂಟಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಸ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅದೇನಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ವೈ ದೇ ಕಾಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ಅಮಂಗ್ ದ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ Ria, ask your doubt. What is your doubt regarding the death of the Prime Minister? Answer this question also. The Prime Minister's superior position over the President in legislative matters, the Prime Minister being the leader of the cabinet, holding a preeminent position yet formally sharing collectively responsibility with other ministers. The Prime Minister having equal voting rights with the other members of Parliament, Prime Minister being the first to be elected among all the members of the Parliament. What do you mean by primus inter pares? Which option here best suits here? Answer the question, my dear students. First among the equals. What does primus inter pares means? Sheila B, Nivedita B, Anil Kumar B, Rami B, Ria, Sonia, everyone B. Obviously correct answer. Primus inter pares among these options best primarily it is said by the Prime Minister who is the leader of the cabinet, who is the leader of the majority party, the Prime Minister who is holding preeminent position but yet formally sharing the collective responsibility with other ministers. Mallappa Teli. Correct, my dear students. Correct. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding the appointment and tenure of the Prime Minister of India. Statement question. Consider the following statements regarding the appointment and tenure of Prime Minister of India. The Constitution specifies a detailed procedure for the selection and appointment of the Prime Minister. A person must prove their majority support in the Lok Sabha before being appointed as Prime Minister. The Prime Minister holds office during the pleasure of President, which implies that President can dismiss the Prime Minister anytime he wants. Which of the statement above is are incorrect? Sudeep Havanur, very good question. Very good question, very good doubt. After this question also, I will explain it. Students, please look at Sudeep Havanur comment. Sudeep Havanur is asking, what your friend Sudeep Havanur is asking, sir, first general election was held in 1952, April 1st. But how come before that only Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as President of India? Your friend Sudeep Havanur is asking this doubt. The answer to this question, Sheila D, Anil Kumar D, Virat Kohli D. Virat Kohli, how come instead of where Virat Kohli is here? Rami D, Sheila, Rozok C, only 1 and 3. Rozok, what about 2? Is option 2 correct? Person must prove their majority before being appointed as Prime Minister. All 3 statements are wrong. TRX Gamer, option B, wrong. All 3 questions are wrong. All 3 options are wrong. So correct answer is option D, 1, 2, 3. All are incorrect. Now coming to Sudeep Havanur doubt. Sudeep Havanuru is telling, sir, in 1952 first general election happened, April 1st. April 1st, 1952 first general election happened. That's where first government was formed. First government and first president of India. First president of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. But before that only, how he was president of India is asking. Sudeep Havanuru, I think you missed to attend our constitutional class. Making of Indian Constitution, Sudeep Havanuru, video is there. Go to Varanda Race PSC, go to my playlist. There is class called Making of Indian Constitution. And other students who have forgotten after attending my Constitution, Making of Indian Constitution class, during what happens? What happens during the time of 1947 when India gets independence? When India gets independence in 1947, Constituent Assembly, what it is there? Constituent Assembly. After Indian Independence Act 1947, Indian Independence Act 1947, which is also called as Mountbatten Plan. After India getting independence, our Constituent Assembly was there, right? Our Constituent Assembly will follow dual role. Constituent Assembly will start doing two work. One work for Constituent Assembly is to draft, to make Indian Constitution. Other work for Constituent Assembly is act as a legislative body. Legislative body. Until 1952, for 5 years, Constituent Assembly only will make laws, will run India. After Indian independence, Constituent Assembly has dual role. One is legislative body to run India. Another one is drafting body, that is to draft Indian Constitution. So Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the president of the Constituent Assembly. So he became president of India also because Constituent Assembly was only in charge of ruling India till first general election. Sudeep Havanuru, please go back and watch our Making of Indian Constitution class. That is how he became president of India, even became first general election, even before first general election. Because Constituent Assembly played dual role after Indian independence. Artha aita Sudeep Havanuru? I hope other people also understood how Dr. Rajendra Prasad became first president even before first general election. Because of Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly only acted as ruling India till 1952. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the president of Constituent Assembly. That's how he became president of India also, even before general election. Okay, Sudeep Havanuru, you can go back and watch. No problem. No problem if you are new to this class. You can always go back and watch. Go to playlist. Same channel, Varanda Race Karnataka PSC, same channel. Go to playlist, video playlist. There, Bhandav or Polity class is there. You can watch. There are almost 40 videos. You can watch it. Okay, next question. Regarding the powers and functions of the Prime Minister in the context of Union Council of Ministers, consider the following statements. The Prime Minister has the sole authority to select and appoint ministers for the Union Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister can ask a minister to resign and in case of refusal, advise the President to dismiss him. The Prime Minister's resignation or death automatically leads to the dissolution of the Council of Ministers. Which among the statements given above is correct or correct? Please read the question carefully, read all the options. Sheila K, option D, 2 and 3. Okay. What about authority to who other than Prime Minister? Then who can make any person as a Union Minister? Sheila K. Then who else other than Prime Minister has the authority? to select a person as a council of minister? Mallapateli, even you are answering D. Oh. Virat Kohli, C. 3 only. Please answer me. Then who else other than Prime Minister has powers to select any person as Union Minister to appoint him? Rami, Rozok, Jyoti, obviously. Answer A. I told you, my dear students, if Bhandav becomes Prime Minister, only I can advise President who I want to appoint as Union Ministers, who I want to appoint as my Council of Ministers. As soon as I am dead, Council of Minister is also dissolved because I have carefully selected whoever person I want. Then who else has the authority? President will only appoint whoever Prime Minister tells him or her to do it. Correct answer is option 1, 2, 3, my dear students. Next question. Consider the following statements about the Prime Minister's role vis-a-vis the President and Parliament. Prime Minister is the chief channel of communication between the President and Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister can advise the President to declare an emergency under Article 352 and the President is bound to act on such advice. The Prime Minister is obligated to furnish such information relating to the administration of affairs of Union and proposals for legislation as the President may call for. Which of the following statements above are correct? Please read the statements carefully, my dear students. Sheila K, B. All 1, 2, 3 are right. Sheila K is telling. What about others? What about others? Which above options are correct? Jyoti B, Sheila B. What about others? Ria is giving different answer, 1 and 3. Virat Kohli, D. Obviously, Jyoti and Sheila, congratulations for giving wrong answer. 1, 2 and 3 are not correct. Only 1 and 3 are correct because Prime Minister advice for declaring emergency, it is not valid. Prime Minister has to give written recommendation after consulting his Council of Ministers. 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, Prime Minister has to compulsory take the advice of Prime Minister has compulsorily take the advice, consult Council of Ministers, then Prime Minister has to give President written recommendation. Only then national emergency can be implemented. Prime Minister alone cannot give advice. That advice is not valid. Option D is the right answer. Thank you, my dear students. Thank you for attending today's class. See you tomorrow. Last class tomorrow. Thank you so much. See you.